The official story ended with Apollo 17, but whispers began circulating in the dead of winter 1974. Apollo 18, a mission shrouded in secrecy, clawed its way back from cancellation. Forget lofty goals of lunar exploration, this was a military operation. Under the cloak of a moonless night, astronauts Walker, Gray, and Anderson launched into an inky blackness. Their mission wasn't planting flags, it was deploying a cutting-edge early warning system, a watchful eye trained on the USSR, ready to detect any surprise ICBM attack the moment a missile pierced the atmosphere. The desolate lunar surface awaited, transformed from a canvas of scientific discovery into a strategic outpost in a silent war fought in the cold vacuum of space. As their lunar lander settled with a plume of dust, a chilling reality dawned. They weren't alone. The lunar silence shattered on December 25th, a jarring contrast to the holiday cheer they'd left behind on a now distant Earth. Huddled in the cramped confines of the Liberty module, astronauts Walker, Anderson, and their classified payload plunged towards the moon's south pole. As they deployed the imposing ICBM detector, an unsettling quiet hummed beneath the lunar surface, a vibration unlike anything Earthbound sensors had ever picked up. Planting the detector felt like planting a stake in an alien frontier. The lunar regolith, usually a familiar grey, seemed different under their boots, unnaturally cool and almost reflective. A flicker on a pressure sensor caught a glimpse of a lunar rock inexplicably shifting in a nearby crater. Houston, ever the voice of calm amidst the unnerving silence, dismissed it as a glitch in the automated systems. But the strangeness escalated. The next morning, a rogue moon rock, impossible in its defiance of physics, sat accusingly on the cabin floor, mocking the secure storage they were certain of. Their mission for the day took them further south, where a discovery ripped through their practiced composure. Soviet footprints, pristine and leading towards a blood-stained yet inexplicably operational LK lander. Anderson, his heart hammering against his ribs, ventured deeper, boots sinking into an unsettlingly soft patch of lunar soil that defied the usual consistency of the moonscape. Inside a nearby crater, a grim tableau unfolded, the lifeless form of a cosmonaut, his shattered helmet a testament to a fate far more gruesome than a simple accident. As they retreated, a tense silence hung between them, heavy with unspoken questions about the cosmonaut's demise. Back in Liberty, fear, a cold metallic serpent, coiled itself around their mission protocols. Walker, jolted awake by a cacophony of bumps and scrapes emanating from the hull, swore he felt something brush against the lander with a chilling metallic scrape. A prickling sensation sent shivers down Walker's spine. His muffled screams echoed in the cramped cabin as a spider-like creature, translucent and vaguely metallic, scuttled across his helmet visor. Moments later, Anderson found him unconscious outside Liberty, vehemently denying the encounter with a chilling conviction that sent a cold dread down Anderson's own spine. A fresh wound on Walker's chest deepened the mystery. Nestled within was a pulsating moon rock, unlike any earth mineral Anderson had ever seen. It felt oddly warm, almost alive, and when Anderson pried it loose, a sickening crack filled the air. The broken rock seemed to bleed an otherworldly, bioluminescent light. Panic flared as they realized all communication with Houston and Gray had been severed, replaced by a wall of static and an eerie hum that seemed to vibrate from the lunar surface itself. The ICBM detector, was it really a shield against the Soviets, or a more sinister listening device aimed at something far more ancient and alien? Panic surged as he realized the device, now destroyed with strange, non-human tracks around it, was the source of the communication blackout. Walker, meanwhile, was a ticking time bomb. Discoloured veins snaked across his pale skin, and bloodshot eyes betrayed a growing infection that fueled his paranoia and aggression. Then, the unimaginable. A security camera, malfunctioning for most of the mission, flickered back to life, capturing the impossible. A moon rock, seemingly inert one moment, was writhing and shifting the next, revealing a pulsating core that mirrored the otherworldly light emanating from Walker's wound. The horrifying reality dawned. The aliens weren't invaders from another world. They were the moon itself, a monstrous life form mimicking the rockscapes for millennia. Walker, consumed by this discovery and the alien influence coursing through his veins, lashed out with a hammer. Aiming for the cameras, he struck critical control panels instead. Liberty's air hissed, a deadly countdown echoing within the cramped capsule. Their only hope was the Soviet LK lander, a desperate gamble on Cold War technology. A mad dash in the lunar rover ensued, but Walker, gripped by a twisted sense of self-preservation fueled by the alien infection, believed leaving the moon meant spreading the threat. Dazed, Anderson emerged from the wreckage of the lunar rover. Walker was gone. A trail of footprints led deeper into a shadowy crater. Panic clawed at his throat as he saw Walker being dragged into the abyss by unseen creatures with glistening metallic limbs. Fear propelled him back to the Soviet LK lander. Flicking on the radio, a crackle of static gave way to a voice. The USSR. They patched him through to the US Department of Defense. A chilling voice confirmed they knew about the alien threat, but mistook Anderson for infected. Earth was quarantined. Despair gnawed at him. He played a recording of his son's voice, a fragile lifeline to a life he might never see again. Then, a flicker of hope. He contacted Gray in lunar orbit. A plan hatched. Escape to freedom aboard the lunar module. As Anderson readied the lander, a horrifying sight materialized: a crazed Walker, his spacesuit battered, demanding entry. The alien infection had twisted him into a shell of his former self. Refusing entry, Anderson watched as Walker hammered the window, a madman possessed. Suddenly the ground lurched. The nightmare took terrifying form. Spider-like aliens with glowing bioluminescent markings swarmed Walker. His screams were cut short as the creatures breached his helmet. A larger monstrosity emerged, its form vaguely arachnid but monstrously immense, dragging Walker's lifeless body into the crater's depths. Anderson, the lone survivor, launched the LK lander into the unforgiving expanse of space. The US military ordered Gray to abandon Anderson, branding him infected. Gray faced an impossible choice: save his friend or be marooned in lunar orbit forever. With a heavy heart, he watched as Anderson's craft sputtered, engines failing. Inside, the weightlessness revealed a new horror. The innocuous-looking moon rocks twitched, revealing themselves as the alien threat. They lunged at Anderson, their touch sending an electric jolt through him. Gray's voice crackled through the radio, a desperate plea. "You're coming in too fast." The screen flickered, then died. Did Freedom and the LK collide in a fiery grave? The official story claimed the astronauts died in accidents, their bodies were lost, but a dark secret lingered. Many moon rocks, once trophies of human achievement, had vanished. Were they souvenirs or a silent invasion waiting to erupt? The real question is, was the Apollo 18 mission a hoax or a terrifying truth buried beneath a mountain of government secrets? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you love diving deep into space conspiracies and found footage scares, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more mysteries from the Astral Journeys channel.